If you've ever asked yourself about anything, why am I doing this? And you keep asking why long enough, the answer will eventually fall into one of these 5 categories. Meaning in life is something that you feel, and those feelings that you find meaningful come in only 5 different flavors. I'm doing this to survive, I'm doing it because something told me to, I want to see what is possible, I'm doing this because I like it, or it plays a part in something bigger. So really, only 5 different options for why we do anything? Where do these come from? Well, we develop them as we evolve. Life is fundamentally about the relationship that exists between an organism and its environment. That relationship always begins with the environment in control, and life can either adapt to that or die. The direction of control in that relationship can flip, and that happens as the organism does change. First enough to survive its environment, then to understand it, and finally enough to change its environment. Evolving enough to survive an environment is what produces the first 2 categories of meaning. Some things feel meaningful to avoid, and others feel good to pursue. Flies think poop smells good. They've evolved to experience valence, or meaning, in those things which help them to survive and reproduce. As an organism evolves to better survive its environment, its senses will improve. A blurry picture of the world that looks like this, where patterns are hard to distinguish but can still carry meaning, can start to look like this. This lays the foundation for an organism to adapt to experience a different kind of meaning, where patterns that don't directly carry survival meaning can be understood for their own sake. This is helpful. If you know how to judge between the leaves that grow around your favorite food source and the ones that don't, or that a rock, which is not food, can be used to access food, that ability gives you a huge advantage. As organisms evolve to better understand more of the patterns that exist in its environment, this lays the foundation for something special. Not all instances of a pattern are created equal. Yes, I could see both of these patterns as the same thing, but one of them seems to possess more of that thinginess at a higher level. An organism that can take a concept and see the levels of how it exists in reality, but also imagine it at a higher level and then do the work to actually achieve that in reality. That kind of organism is doing something that is world changing. And by that I mean environment changing. This is when the tides turn in this relationship and an organism is no longer subject to its environment, but it begins to be the other way around. This is where the full horizontal axis of meaning comes from. We evolve to see meaning in categories that help us to survive, understand, and achieve control over our environment, leaving us to then do what? Well, whatever we like best. We experience echoes of this same journey in almost everything we do because we are constantly finding ourselves in relationships to new environments. We've talked before about how the horizontal axis of meaning is a dead end and how the category of story can help provide a way out of that. In my next video, I'll talk about where the story category comes from, the vertical axis of meaning. So follow me here to see that video when it comes out next, and I will see you then.